Hi, I am Kenya and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now normally I talk about fashion on this channel, but today is going to be a Black American appreciation post. This year I have run across so many of my own people who are Black American who are just really misinformed. Really like breaks my heart when I talk to certain people and the negative stereotypes that they will parrot, repeat that other people have said. Now, I grew up with my dad's side of the family. My father was in the Nation of Islam, and so growing up we heard a lot of talk. There was a lot of talk about South Africa. I remember being 8 years old, about 8, Nelson Mandela was in a parade in New York City. He was like on one of the floats in New York City, the last float, and I remember my father hearing about it, like Nelson Mandela was going to be on a float in Manhattan. He was like, I gotta go. So I go with my dad, of course, and Nelson Mandela is indeed on the last float. And I remember my dad picks me up and I slapped Nelson Mandela a 5. My dad slaps him a 5. He puts me down. And so like growing up, I've learned a lot about like South Africa, the apartheid. Palestine was also a subject that was brought up a lot like during my childhood. And growing up, I was around a lot of educated, well-to-do Black folk. I am a 4th generation graduate, not a 1st generation. My great-grandfather did attend Tuskegee University in the early 1900s. I remember my aunt telling me this. So many of my paternal grandfather's siblings went to college. I had an uncle, Charles, who was actually a professor in the 60s, and he was one of the founders of a community college in Newark, New Jersey, and then he became a professor over there as well. And then my dad's brother also was a college graduate. He met his wife at Fordham when he was doing his master's. His wife would tutor me in Spanish as a kid, okay, twice a week. I had to go to her house. And I remember going to her house, her and my uncle's house, and she had a whole room that was like a library. Like there's bookshelves everywhere, and there was literally, this room was a library, and she had like a sofa. And I remember thinking, when I grow up, I'm going to have a library in my house too. I want to have books. Like I want to be like my aunt, She brought me a book called The Miseducation of a Negro. I'm like 8, 9-ish. I had to read every night for 1 to 2 hours, and I'm sitting there reading these books. And The Miseducation of a Negro. And then my dad, I believe she even gave my dad like Uncle Tom's Cabin. I'm like reading this thick book at a little age. And so growing up, I've always had high racial pride. I've always been just proud of who I am. But being Black was like the focal point, like being proud and just learning all types of Black history. Like it was very important that I was tapped into, my African ancestry. My father spent a lot of money on my education. I went to private school. I went to a school called the Chad Science Academy in Newark, New Jersey. And it was predominantly Black, and it was like some Arab sprinkled in. But the curriculum was based on, Black history. So I would do book reports on, Black inventors and just Black people who were, important in American history. And so I am proud to be a Black American. Just because I am proud to be Black American, that does not mean that I'm anti-white, anti-Brazilian, anti-Haitian, anti-Chinese, anti-Korean. That just means that I am just proud to be me, and I would be Black in every lifetime if I was to come back again, if I was to be reincarnated, okay? And so that's that. And this year it just seems like all the negative stereotypes that have been bestowed upon Black Americans, like just hearing them constantly, especially on social media. This is why I've been logging out, okay? I just feel like as Black Americans, we made great contributions in this country, and I want to highlight Black excellence anytime I can.
So you Spanish?
I'm Black.
Why you say it like that?
I'm Black.
Like a street? Yeah, you saying like a block. You saying
I'm Black. Huh?
yeah.
Oh yeah, like I'm Black.
Black. Like
exotic too. Like,
Dominican?
No, I'm not Dominican. I'm
Oh.
African American. Collard greens, neck bones, mac and cheese,
All right,
yams,
all right, all right,
rice
all
and
right.
peas,
Calm down.
ham,
All right,
potato
all right.
salad, nigga, pig feet, nigga, grits.
All right.
Oh, grits. Oh, grits. I love grits so bad. Some cheese. I can use that right now. Fried chicken, fried fish,
Imagine it's
spaghetti.
like, at the end of the world, they're like,
I'm hungry.
prove you're black right now. Oh, grits. Oh, grits.
And this young lady is a younger streamer, online streamer, and it just warmed my heart, this whole conversation that she has. One thing I love about her response is that she let it be known, I'm black, and that is it. And she was proud about it, and she said it with her chest. And when people see black women that are beautiful, and the first thing that they say is, what are you mixed with? As if just being black is just not good enough. Like, it's not good enough that you're black. You have to be mixed with something. It's sort of an insult. Also, there's a lot of chatter about black Americans just being low down, you know, bottom of the barrel types of people. And when I hear people talking like that, it's crazy to me, because you can scroll down TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and you could see black Americans doing well, thriving, going to college, and doing what they have to do. And it's like, how are you constantly repeating these negative stereotypes when you can just go on any social media website and see the total opposite of what you are repeating? And, you know, black women, we're the most educated in the country. We're leading in entrepreneurship. And as a black American, we have the most money out of everybody in the diaspora, from the black people in Honduras, Haiti, Brazil, Mexico, the UK, even on the continent of Africa. Black Americans in this country, we have the most money. We have the most spending power. Now, I will give an honorable mention. Johannesburg is the richest city in all of the continent of Africa, specifically a district or neighborhood, I don't know what they call it out there, called Sandton, you know? So, I don't know. I just have to get these things off my chest, that how do we have the most spending power out of all the black people in the diaspora, but at the same time, we're bottom of the barrel, we're ghetto trash, we live in the ghetto, we're on food stamps, we're on Medicaid. How do we have the most money if we are all those things? Like, so anyway, I want you guys to check out this video of someone just speaking on how black Americans, how we got that cheddar, we got that coin.
Do you realize that black people in America, okay, are the most financially successful across the spectrum of black people in any other country in the world?
I did not know that statistic.
That black Americans would be in the 95th percentile for income in any other country in the world on average. That black Americans have more successful businesses in America. You know, this concept of racism is a really funny thing. The question is, do they want to work through them? When Asian people had challenges in America, they worked through them. When the Irish had challenges in America, they worked through them. The Italians, you know, there's a segment of the black population, whether we like it or not, that has made a ton of money off of creating this victim mentality.
Yeah.
Instead of looking at all the positives for the black community. And I think the black community has tremendous opportunity, and they're doing a great job and can do better if we give them the chance.
Last year in 2024, I went to Cartagena, Colombia, and I went to an area called Palenque, which is all black. And one thing I noticed is how these black people, how they preserved like African culture, how they're just proud to be descendants of Africans. And when I went to Colombia and I would see other black people, the first thing that they would say is, oh, I'm Colombian, you know, I'm costeño. They wouldn't refer to themselves as black, which is okay with me. And it's not like they are denying their African ancestry by not calling themselves black, because that's not what it is. Black is basically an American label. You know, it started in the Americas. But they will tell you, oh, I'm African. They always say African first. And then they'll say, I'm indigenous and Spaniard or Portuguese. How they would describe their ethnicity. But their ethnic group overall is costeños. That meant you're just a black Colombian. You live along the coast of Colombia. There's no, I'm not black, I'm Colombian. It was giving, yes, we are descendants of Africa and we're proud. And I noticed, like, even within their neighborhoods, how they had like the shotgun houses set up. Shotgun houses were brought to the Americas by Africans. Africans brought a lot to the New World. Even like the mud and wattle rooftops in certain regions of the country, the houses that you see, like I feel like in Texas or like along the coastline where the houses are raised on sticks, that's something that was brought from Africa to the New World. And it's like we brought so much, our ancestors brought so much here to the New World, but I don't think people actually realize how much our ancestors contributed to this country. Like, as a black American, us deciding to call ourselves foundational black Americans, I feel like that is just a way to let, you know, everybody know, the masses, that our ancestors have been here for centuries. We've been here before the U.S. was even the U.S. We've been here since it was the 13 colonies. And then there were black people who were here before Christopher Columbus even got here. When we are calling ourselves foundational black Americans, it's not to be divisive. It's just to let the masses know, no, our ancestors have been here, okay? And some have even been here before Columbus. Another term that I've heard being used is Solon or Solani. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't feel like it's being divisive. It's just letting everybody know we are our own ethnic group. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That is my spiel and everything that is on my mind. Oh, and lastly, let me not forget, probably can't see it from here, since I love to promote like black excellence, black girl magic, just black American princess, you know, energy, I have a book that I recommend that you check out. It's called Inside America's Black Upper Class, Our Kind of People, written by Lawrence Otis Graham. And it just goes on to tell you about, you know, just the elite black society that exists in this country, which they do exist, but they're pretty low-key. And that's a video for another day to get into that, okay? But I have to celebrate blackness. And just because you're not college educated or you're not part of the elite class of the black society, that doesn't make you any less of a black American. You're still great too. I just want to bring attention to the fact that we're here and we've been here and we've been great despite what the media says. We've been doing us in this country, you know? So yeah, I just want to thank you guys for coming to my TED Talk. And if you've made it this far into the video, leave a black heart, okay? Matter of fact, leave a black power fist in the comments. And like and subscribe on your way out. Catch up on all the videos that I've posted this month in December. And I will see you in my next video, okay? I'll see you, right? Because we're gonna talk about black fashion and all that other good stuff as well. We're gonna get into it, all right? All right, toodles.